Shut up and sit down.
What is up, everybody? What is up? Welcome to episode 45 of the STS Guys. I am Jeremy.
Hey, it's Larry.
Hey guys, it's Nate.
And I'm Scott.
And we are the STS Guys, a weekly podcast where we sit around, shoot the shit, and talk about anything geeky, nerdy, and cool. So I'm not going to even ask what happened this week, guys, because we already know what happened this week. It was Comic-Con week.
If you've watched anything that we've put out media-wise, you know what happened this week.
Yeah, so
San Diego Comic-Con, yo.
San Diego. So
It was a ton of fun. So yeah, San Diego Comic-Con. Sorry, you want me to lead into it, Jeremy? I kind of just took off there.
Well, I just want to say hi to the chat real quick. So we have Nerdy Nation, and we have Five Nights at Freddy's Faction. What's going on? And then a couple lurkers as well. So what's going on, people lurking? Jump in the chat, say hi. So interact with us as we talk about Comic-Con.
What is up, everybody? Thanks for joining.
So in case this is your first episode, we also do our weekly recording live on YouTube, but we also have an audio version as well. So if you're listening on the audio version, come jump on the stream sometime on our YouTube. Like I said, we interact with the audience. And if you're part of our audio listeners, like I said, definitely leave us a review on iTunes or on SoundCloud or on Google Play. Let us know what you want to hear, and so we'll go ahead and cater to that.
Or wherever you're listening, because I just found out, I think we added to another podcast place again. We got an email recently, or I got one saying like, hey, we're going to get you on like this other random platform. So we're starting to go everywhere.
Awesome. Yeah, I think we always kind of forget about the audio listeners since we record live on YouTube. So yeah, shout out to anyone listening on any of those audio formats. We totally appreciate you too. If you want to come hang out, we usually record live Saturday nights on YouTube. You can find those links on STS Guys. STS Guys. I don't know what STS Dies is. That sounds like a bad website. Don't go there. STSGuys.com.
You may find something you don't want there.
Yeah. No, I was just going the other way of Dies. I was like, wait, is that our T-shirt company? What?
Okay. I was going like Murder Dies. Don't do that.
All right. So Comic-Con.
Comic-Con.
Part of the reason why we're doing this on Sunday rather than Saturday.
We were all trying to get home yesterday.
Yeah, I was so tired last night. No way we could have. I mean, we could have done this. It probably would have been good because I was practically delirious by the time I actually got home.
No, I was the same way, man. Like I said, when you guys have texted me a couple of different times, like in the day today, I was napping. I didn't nap. I was so freaking beat.
I was gonna say, Jeremy, that's actually impressive that you took a nap. I have to say.
Yeah, I never take a nap. So
like that throws me for a loop.
Yes, it was definitely weird.
Yeah, I was pretty exhausted. You know, you come back from a vacation, and you're like, I need a vacation from the vacation because I was so busy.
Yeah. So Nate went for a couple days, but Jeremy and I went super early Friday morning. I woke up at 2:30 a.m. and Friday night we didn't go to sleep till like 1:30. So we knocked out a solid 23-hour day, man.
Yeah,
it catches up to you. It took it like I was doing good in San Diego, but once I got home, like last night and this morning, like it caught up to me.
Yeah, if you want to see basically how beat we were, check out the Box of Fun unboxing video, live video that we put. I think there was a zombie in that video.
Pretty much.
I think you say it. What, you got like 5 hours of sleep before you did that video?
Yeah, that too. We went to sleep at 1:30 and we woke up at 7. So maybe 5.5 hours sleep after getting like 3 hours of sleep. And the night before, I stayed up late. It was Wednesday night into Thursday. I stayed up late to buy Funko shared exclusives off of Hot Topic and Target. So I was going on very little sleep for like 3 or 4 days. But it was all worth it because San Diego Comic-Con.
That's right.
So Nate, you got there first.
Yeah.
How'd that go?
So yeah, I went there a little bit early, did some stuff, Tuesday and Wednesday, but then the madness started on Thursday. I woke up super early to get to the con. I was trying to go after some stuff. If you caught my video yesterday, I did a haul video of kind of what I got. I'll go through it again on this podcast. But so I get to the con probably like, I don't know, 6 in the morning, pretty early. I tried to get there as early as I could because I had tried to go the day before to get like my swag bag, but they weren't giving it to anybody. They didn't have passes for preview night, which is kind of a new thing because normally you can just walk up and do it. I know Larry in the past, he's gotten it the day before, no problem. They wouldn't let me do it.
No problem. Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, so I kind of spent some time doing that on Wednesday, which was a waste. Anyways, I go inside. I got a pretty good spot in line. And then I wait in the entry hall for about 2.5 hours before they open the doors. And then when the doors open, it's just madness. So we're all, you kind of file down through these escalators. It's all nice and orderly. But then when you get on the floor, everybody's just sprinting one way or another. You got people like, don't run, don't run. The crowds are just going crazy.
It's like a public pool.
Yeah, seriously, man.
Everybody's doing that. Everyone's doing that weird kind of power walk where you don't really want to run. Yeah, it's like fun.
That run where you try to keep your upper body as stiff as possible.
Yeah.
So you're like,
your legs are moving like a flash.
That's pretty much what everybody look like. I look like that too.
Yeah, it's like if my upper body isn't moving, I ain't running.
Yeah, so I'm running. I'm booking it to Mezco, and I have an idea of where it is because they never really changed their spot. The last 3 years they've been in the same location. So I'm booking it over there. I get to the line and I'm like, oh, not that bad. There's a guy waiting at the end of the line. He's like, yeah, this is the continuation. It's on the wall. So within 10 minutes of me walking inside the con, the line had already gone from Mezco's booth onto the wall and onto a separate line. So I jumped into that. And then shortly after me, probably like 6 or 7 people, it gets capped. So that means they don't let anybody else in after that. They have to wait for the line to kind of dissipate. So I wait at Mezco for, I'm not joking, probably 2 hours, a really long time. Last year, it was like maybe 30 to 45 minutes, and I got my stuff. So I wait the 2 hours, and then I find out that they're limiting sales to 1 of each per person. I was trying to get some for my friends. Jeremy wanted 1 of them. Unfortunately, that really threw a wrench into that plan.
How many was it last year?
Last year, they didn't have a limit. I saw people buying like cases, of these things.
So you could buy only 1 of each item that you wanted, right?
Yeah, at Comic-Con. Yeah. But the funny thing is, when they did the online pre-orders, it was 6 per person.
Yeah.
Weird. So they didn't really tell anybody they're doing the limits. All of a sudden, it was just, it was just like, all of a sudden you get up there and it's like 1 per each per person.
People complained during that pre-order, right? The one that I tried to help you with was the Punisher exclusive, and they had some issues with the website crashing and all that stuff. But since I was invested in that one, I went through and read the comments on Twitter and all that. There were so many people complaining about how the limit was 6. So I'm not big into the Mezco community, but I'm guessing it sounds like they got their voice heard. And the first impact of it with no announcement was actually on the show floor in San Diego. So I bet the next release, I bet it's limited. Maybe it's not 1, but I bet they limit to like maybe 2 or 3.
Yeah, I think you probably hit the nail on the head. There's a lot of people that are really pissed that they had 6 available because the Punisher, like Larry and Jeremy know, it was really, really hard to get. It had tons of problems with the website. It sold out within like an hour.
Yeah,
it was crazy. So I think you're right. I think they put this limit in place, and it was, even with the limit, it sold out within like 4 hours of opening on Thursday. But the people were nuts. Like, there's people trying to line jump. Even before that, when I had walked in, some guy, got all pissed off at me because he thought I had line jumped before. He almost got in a fight with me. He got super pissed off. It was crazy, man. It was a lot of fun, though. I got Mezco. I went over to NECA. NECA was probably about a 45 to an hour wait. Not nearly as bad as Mezco, but still took a while. And then from there, I went to Machinations, which is another hour wait. After all that time, I took a break. I was like, I didn't even see anything. I was like, I'm going back to the hotel. I'm dropping this stuff off. I'm getting some to eat, and then I'm going to come back. But Comic-Con was a crap ton of fun. I know I'm just talking about lines and what I bought, but overall, I had a really amazing experience. I got to see some celebrities. I got to see all the retailers. Yeah,
celebrities.
I saw Scott Snyder just kind of running around the DC booth.
Nice.
Somebody's like, "Holy crap, that's Scott Snyder!" And I looked, and yeah, sure it was. He's just looking at the Shazam suit. I walked up to him. I was like, "Dude, I'm a huge fan. I tried to see it at Phoenix. I couldn't. My friends helped me out and got your signature." And he's like, "Oh, that's awesome. hey, I gotta go. And so he just started walking away. But he was still pretty nice.
That's cool. It sounds like you had an okay conversation with him for a guy who's probably realizing that he can't hang around in the DC booth standing still for very long before he gets mobbed, right?
Yeah.
I think he's trying to be polite and like he wanted to talk to you, but it's like, I gotta go because like
if he stops and talks to Nate, if he stops and talks to Nate, he's gonna have to talk to everybody who just crowds around him. Yeah, like it's kind of sucks that you meet those people on the floor, but it's cool that you got that brief interaction because that's honestly more than a lot of people probably would have given you.
Yeah, it was cool. But yeah, you're probably right. He was like, man, I just wanted to enjoy this and you just ruined it. Now I'm going to walk away. He said my name so loud.
He's like, yeah. Well, and I mean, is that the point where you know you've made it as like an artist when someone says your name and people come a running?
Probably. I mean, I'm sure they get that a lot. You know, those guys from DC or even any artists in general, it's almost like you dread being a celebrity at some points because you're like, God, I can't even have a moment of silence without somebody yelling at me. I want to take my picture.
Well, I don't think Scott Snyder gets much like just going to the grocery store. But yeah, you're walking around any Comic-Con, especially San Diego. Like, come on, you know you're gonna get talked to, but that's part of it. Like, he's not an A-list celebrity. I'm sure he kind of appreciates getting recognized, but at the same time, he doesn't want 50 people crowding him because that's just gonna be trouble.
There's a lot of people that appreciate getting recognized. Larry, you saw someone I knew appreciated getting recognized because I said you even know his name.
Oh,
that was I was gonna say setup and nothing.
Yeah, so when Jeremy and I were walking around, right, we were on the floor for maybe 10 minutes, and we walked by Walter Jones, the Black Ranger from the Power Rangers. Like, I feel like a lot of people don't know his name, so when we walked by, and I'm like, "Hey, Walter," he's like, "Hey, man," he like patted me on the shoulder. I'm like, I know you from Star of Making Fun.
Yeah.
Moved on with his day. But yeah, that was pretty cool.
I mean, so that I was gonna say like it's the Black Ranger. Everyone knows.
But did you know his real name?
I knew it was Walter. I didn't know Walter Jones, but I just thought it was okay because the guy. I mean, you remember anybody who's roughly our age named Walter?
Maybe. Like, I couldn't name any of the other Power Rangers besides Jason David Frank. Like, I don't know who the Red Ranger was.
Speaking of Jason David Frank, he was at Comic-Con. He was at San Diego Comic-Con. He was talking about the Legacy Rangers, which is kind of like that short film he's working on where he plays like Lord Drakon. He was sort of talking about how they're expanding on that universe. And then the Red Ranger showed up too. He showed up with J-Sid really quickly, and then they walked off to do signings. It was really awesome. Go ahead, Jeremy.
I said his name's Austin St. John. I know.
Oh,
I'm a Power Rangers fan, so I do know the names of the Power Rangers.
I was gonna say, if anybody knows it, Jeremy, you know the names of the Power Rangers.
Amy Jo Johnson. Yes.
Yep. Nice.
I got a little bit of Power Ranger knowledge in my head, but if you saw Jason David Frank and the Red Ranger, and I saw the Black Ranger, we saw like 50% of the original Power Rangers cast just walking around. It's kind of cool.
It's pretty awesome.
See anybody else?
I saw Stephen Amell very quickly.
What? Arrow?
Yeah,
so CW had their own thing going on Saturday, and I saw him on Friday. I yelled his name. He didn't turn around. I was like, "That's Stephen Amell," and he just kept walking. But that's how a lot of this stuff is sometimes. Like you guys were talking about with Scott Snyder, you see him for a brief moment, and then they walk away.
Yeah.
Well, and then you have those things where you may have actually seen somebody, but they have all those people that do the incognito walk around too, where they do a cosplay where they're cover their face and make it so that you don't know it's them behind the mask or whatever.
Yeah. Wasn't it Daniel Radcliffe wore like a Spider-Man mask a couple years ago?
Mm-hmm. Well, even Adam Savage every year has a little contest to figure out who he is. This year he was that big Totoro from the My Neighbor Totoro. He was walking around Comic-Con.
Listen, it's either that or they're surrounded by handlers, like another person me and Larry saw. Scott, you're gonna get ready for this one. We saw Joss Whedon.
Ooh,
yeah. Ooh. We're walking by some of the booths, and then all of a sudden, literally right in front of us, with a couple handlers, like Joss Whedon just strolls on by.
That's pretty cool.
It was pretty cool. Yeah, like there was some traffic congestion, so we slowed down. And then, you know, like Jeremy said, like handlers kind of separated. They parted the sea. And then the next thing we know, like Joss Whedon's walking right in front of us. I'm like, whoa, that's kind of cool. So yeah, you never know. Like, you never know what's going to happen at Comic-Con. I think my favorite all-time one is actually Nicola is in the chat talking about how she saw Jason Mewes and Kevin Smith last year, just walking around. All of a sudden, like a little girl runs out in front of me, and then her dad, Jason Mewes, is chasing after her. It was pretty awesome. So like, I don't know, she's maybe 3 at the oldest, probably like 2. So 2-year-old runs with dad Jason Mewes chasing after her like any other dad. I'm like, that's pretty cool.
It is really cool.
No, it's the whole experience is awesome. So,
Jeremy, we had one more. The Bob's Burgers cast was doing a signing at the Fox booth when we walked by. So we saw the entire Bob's Burgers cast. So that was pretty awesome.
Nice.
With a disproportionate number of men playing women.
Yeah, there's a lot of dudes up there.
I think it's what Linda and Tina are both guys that actually voice them.
Yeah.
So
that leaves one girl, I think.
Yeah.
It was total sausage fest at Bob's Burgers.
Yeah. But it's quite I'll forgive it because the show's hilarious.
Yes.
So, okay. So before, because I know you guys want to go into some other stuff, but I want to ask a question since I decided to go on a family vacation instead of going to San Diego. Coming up here, I'll just go across. Nate, I'll start with you, but I want to go through everywhere. What was the thing that you were like most impressed with, or that you like the most, like when you were walking around on the floor? Like, what was the thing that caught your eye and you're like, wow, that's like the showstopper. That's the thing I'm going to remember from this.
So, you know, I'm always into the toys. I love going to the different booths and checking out what they got. My biggest thing is going to Mezco's booth and seeing what new figures they have on display. You know, they showed some stuff that's coming up, like the Cable, the Cyclops looks amazing. It's just kind of like my first chance to see this stuff in person. That was really awesome. Going to Sideshow's booth. Sideshow's like, it's like an amusement park walking through there.
It's huge. They put out so much stuff.
Well, and Sideshow, the statues that they have are just amazingly detailed.
Yes. Yeah. Statues, figures, I mean, all kinds of stuff. And it's just like Larry said, it's a huge area and it's right in the middle of the floor. So they have like a central spot. There was, you know, it's just all the little things that you find as you're walking through. There's this cool like Deadpool 2 display. It was like super duper Deadpool party.
That was awesome. Yeah, with the animatronic stuff like Chuck E. Cheese or whatever. Yeah. So Nicola asked what our favorite booth was. I'm gonna go with that Deadpool one. That one is pretty awesome. Jeremy and I hung out there for a while.
Hey, real quick, Tyler in the chat is basically playing. It's like, no, Nate, that is not your favorite part. Your favorite part was the suit.
Oh yeah,
I was getting there. If you guys saw the post on Instagram, I have a huge smile when I'm in front of the Suicide Girls.
You know, like 10 girls?
There was like 10 girls in that booth. There was even more on the sides that didn't get into the photo. And they're kind of just teasing you the whole time. They're kind of just saying little things like, oh, you're so tall, and la la la. You know, they're saying like other little things, and it just puts this huge smile on your face. You're surrounded by beautiful women.
Just because some people may not know who the Suicide Girls are. Like, so I know who they are. But you want to explain what they do?
Yeah, so the Suicide Girls, you probably actually know. I haven't gone to any of their shows, but they are like a group of a bunch of different ladies. They dress up. They do like
basically like they're
do what?
Burlesque.
So they're burlesque.
Burlesque. They're they have a bunch of tattoos. They're pierced. They really embrace kind of like the way that they look, and they're always showing off like their piercings or their tattoos. Or kind of like that edgy side, you know, they always wear like sultry little things. They do burlesque shows all the time. And it's just a bunch of different girls, and they're super fun to talk to. They're really welcoming. They're like, yeah, come on over, take a picture. I didn't actually even expect to see them. It's just all of a sudden I ran into the booth. I was like, I got to get a picture here. So I actually gave my phone to my girlfriend. I'm like, hey, take a picture of me with all these girls. And she's like, I don't think I've ever seen you with such a huge smile on your face before.
I just find it funny because people on your Instagram called you out on that smile.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I posted it to the SDS Guys Instagram, and there's like 4 comments about that smile.
You can't help it.
You just can't. It was great. Did you guys see the Marvel suits? I did walk through. Well, actually, I saw the DC Shazam suit. I don't remember seeing like a bunch of Marvel suits, but they did have the Shazam suit, and they had the Billy Bastion. I don't know if I'm saying that right.
Billy Bastion.
Just Batson.
Batson. Okay. Yeah, they had the Billy Batson costume for Shazam. But there was a big Marvel booth as well. Marvel didn't have a huge presence like they normally do. There wasn't like a panel. They didn't have a lot of celebrities there this year, so it was more of a DC showing than it was Marvel.
I've never understood the Marvel booth. Like, I guess that's my fault that I've never really tried to figure out, because they have exclusives, but I have no idea how to buy them. There's always a line that kind of wraps around it. So if they did have suits on display, like, I think you have to like go through the line to get, like, it's just a mess. And then they have signings throughout the day too. Like, one time I forget what movie it was. I think it was Guardians 2, maybe last year. They're doing a Guardians 2 signing, like Chris Pratt and Dave Bautista and stuff were up there. Like, when that stuff's going on, you can't get anywhere close to it anyhow. So yeah, like, admittedly, out of all the times I've been, I haven't spent much time in the Marvel booth either.
Yeah, and that's kind of how DC goes. Like, the year that Suicide Squad came, you couldn't get anywhere even close to DC. You weren't even, unless you got there like an hour before they arrived, you didn't get to see them. I got to see them kind of walk out, but I didn't get to see anything that they said or anything like that. Yeah, a lot of that stuff. And I can't say enough about the crowds. It is just floods and floods and floods of people. There's at points where you're just like shoulder to shoulder, just kind of slowly inching your way through the line, because it just gets that packed, especially when something goes on, like if there's a celebrity or if there's a show going on or somebody's talking, like when Jason David Frank showed up, it was just a flood of people in one area.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, there's a decent amount of space, but the amount of people that show up when you go to San Diego is it's absolutely insane that they pack into that convention hall. Mm-hmm. So yeah, like you said, if there's anything that catches anyone's attention, it catches everyone's attention.
Right. Yeah, and everybody's kind of there for different reasons. You start noticing that some people are there to get exclusives. Like, I was there for a lot of the toy stuff. Some people are there to see comic artists. Some people are there to go to Hall H panels. They'll camp out for days at a time. Everybody's kind of got their own purpose. So everybody just sort of branches out in these different areas, and everything just gets flooded.
Yeah, it's awesome. Like, there's over 100,000 people who go to San Diego Comic-Con, and there's 100,000 different ways you can experience it. And everyone's having a good time and doing epic things that, are going to be super memorable, like the best time of your year. It's just so cool to me that there's so many different ways you can have, experience Comic-Con. Like, there's no bad way to do it. It's pretty awesome.
Totally. Like, even outside of the con.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say. Like, kind of to your point, like I said, you can experience so much different things outside the con where you don't actually even need a badge. So like, me and Larry didn't have tickets to the con. So the first part of our day was actually just going through all the different experiences. So we actually went and played the Nintendo experience and actually played some Smash Brothers. So
totally played Super Smash Bros.
How was it on the Switch? I have to ask.
Awesome. Very similar to the Wii U or 3DS, but still awesome. Only negative, it was 4 people at a time. So it was me, Jeremy, and 2 random people. We played twice. Both times, the other kids that were there who were much younger than us just demolished us because they were so good. Like, Jeremy hasn't played much, but I'm okay at Smash Bros. They just destroyed me. It wasn't even funny. So it would have been a little more fun if I actually won. But it was pretty cool, and I'm totally looking forward to when that comes out.
I think that's something that all 4 of us, I think, have on pre-order. So that'll be an upcoming stream.
Yep. The day it comes out, man.
Iron Archer said his favorite part was the Harley versus Jesus stream that we had.
Oh, yeah. So after we went to the Nintendo Gaming Lounge, Jeremy and I walked around a little bit, and I had the great idea of, hey, let's try to do a live stream. I've watched it since, right? The replay, which is available on our YouTube channel, which you can find at stsguys.online.
That was quite fun stream.
It was a pretty good stream, man, for just 2 dudes walking down the street. The audio came through really clear. The video is a little pixely in some points, so I hope you guys could get a good idea of what's going on. But yeah, we walked past some of the offsites like the South Park one, Walking Dead, Good Place. But the highlight was right under the main gas lamp sign there on whatever that main street is called, right across from the convention center. Those guys who like to talk with the megaphones really loud about Jesus and share their not so popular Christian views.
Well, you could just say they're the "you're going to hell" guys.
Yeah, pretty much, right? Just I don't know who you are, but you're going to hell.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, those guys like screaming at people, and usually they're just sitting there, talking to themselves. But this time we walked up on it, and some dude in a leather vest, like a kid, maybe 20, some kid in a leather vest was like trying to antagonize them, and a cosplayer dressed as Harley Quinn. So yeah, of course we stood there and like live streamed it for a couple of minutes, and it was entertaining. So we just kept doing it.
And Goat versus Fish guy.
Then this Goat versus Fish guy walks up. Looks like Emily, a friend of the channel, was like, "Is that the Burger King guy?" Because he's wearing some weird crown. It was completely unexpected and random, but it was awesome. I think that video gives you a decent idea of what outside Comic-Con looks like. Again, we are right across the street. There's, while we're kind of focused on like maybe an offsite or those crazy people talking, like you can just see the sea of people walking back and forth, like that constant stream of people. It was pretty good. If you haven't watched that video, it's maybe like 20 minutes. Definitely worth going to check out.
Nicola said, "Did anyone see the Handmaid's Tales fighting the Bible guys?" I would have.
No.
I would have loved that.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, I actually saw a couple of Handmaid's Tales girls, and I made sure to say, "Blessed be the fruit" when I walked by them. And they told me, "May the Lord open." But I did not see them fighting with any Bible guys.
That would have just made my day.
That would have been amazing.
Yeah. The only other thing I think that would have been better is if, because I know the guy that did like the voice work and like the motion cap for Joseph Seed was at San Diego. If he went out there and started like preaching back to him, I would have loved that.
Yeah, so I know those guys have been around ever since Nate and I were going. Like they used to be a little closer to the convention center, but they kicked them back where you have to be across the street now, just because it gets so constructed. Scott, like you went a few years before I did.
Dude, it was the first when I went there was 2010. Yeah. Was one of the last times I went, and they were there then.
Yeah, see, like, it's a Comic-Con tradition.
Yeah, I have to say it looks like there's more of them now, because it usually was like one dude or one or two guys back then, but like they've been there forever. I don't think you can have a public assembly that big without a Jesus person showing up.
Yeah, I think like you said, last year they were a little bit closer. They were on Harbor Drive, right at the end of the con, right before you start walking over the bridge. But yeah, like you said, I think they keep getting pushed back because I've seen at least 2 or 3 people like yelling at them. They get in fights with people all the time. Comic-Con wouldn't be complete without these Jesus dudes hanging around.
Yeah, for sure. It's a silly like staple. I wouldn't notice if they weren't there, but as soon as you see them, like during the live stream when we walked up, this is the first time I realized they were there. It made me smile. I was like, oh yeah, those guys.
That's when you go like, oh, there they are.
Yeah, right.
I feel like going to like a place like that, you cannot leave without being told you're going to hell or that you're a sinner or something. Like you just have to get that one little insult out from them just to be like, all right, I feel good about myself. They yelled at me.
Now go, Jeremy.
I was gonna say, I just like when they tried to give us their pamphlets. I'm like, no. I'm like, you're gonna take one of our cards.
Yes, that was my favorite part too. No, you do not give me your crap without taking my crap too, lady.
Maybe they're in those lurkers that we found in the chat.
Yeah,
they're just waiting for their time to start preaching.
What's up, Jesus girl?
Hey.
It's funny that you say that you're giving stuff back. So there was people that were handing out the Entertainment Weekly magazines. I was like, oh yeah, take this. And they were giving me one of those, and I was giving one of our cards. Or there's a guy handing out like dispensary flyers. I'm like, oh yeah, take my card too. It's like just exchanging.
The best bud under the sun.
Yeah.
The sun.
The best one was Jeremy and I tried to hand out cards to the people in Vegas that hand out the nudie cards. They didn't take them.
They're not. They don't have internet access.
But those things are like, no, I don't want
that. How they do, Scott, you know how they do the thumb thing and they flip the cards at walking down the street? So
tell me Jeremy was doing that.
Nope, Larry was.
Yeah.
And it totally works.
It totally worked too, yeah.
I taught Larry how to do it. He did it.
And I'm like, all right. And as soon as I started doing it, I got to roll. Some dude's like, well, I'll take that. I'm like, all right.
Can I say my favorite part? So if we're talking about Comic-Con, we're talking about my favorite part about Comic-Con. Yes, I want to talk about shout out to Nate and Tiana for giving us a hookup on the badges. It was amazing. So me and Larry, so before we met up with Nate, I said we tested our luck to see how far we could get.
Yeah.
How far did you go?
Yeah. How did this end up?
We got pretty damn far.
Yeah, well, there's a new rule in place this year that you weren't supposed to be able to walk on the sidewalk right in front of the convention center. We read about that online before, but I'm like, whatever. I don't see how they're gonna enforce that. So we gave it a try. Right, we were coming up next to. We were leaving the Nintendo Lounge at the Marriott, which is right next door, kind of on the north side. And we're like, dude, let's just do it. Like, we could either go back across the street or we can see something new and go right in front of the convention center. Plus, I wanted to get some pics and some video. So I'm like, I want some pictures. Let's do it. So we just put your head down, walk right past the security guys who are saying, everybody have your badge out. They're not going to let you in without a badge. Like, whatever, man. Like, so we made it. We made it all the way as far as you could possibly go. We didn't, like, I don't think you're going to be able to
walking with a security guy.
Yeah. Like you're not going to be able to make it a beeline through the doors without somebody probably tackling you, without being able to scan your badge. So we didn't push our luck there. I don't want to get arrested.
At least you got to the door.
We got up to the doors, no problem. I got a really cool, I stood in one space for as long as I could. I ended up with like an okay time-lapse video of just the crowds walking by in front of the convention center. It's very same spot that I used for the thumbnail for this live stream. So it was a good spot right outside Hall D. But it was fun. We got some cosplay pictures out there too. It was really cool. I saw a really awesome She-Ra. Saw a pretty good Red Skull. Yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah, tons of great cosplay. And I agree with you. I think they definitely upped the security a little bit more this year because at every single door inside the exhibit hall, there was guys checking to make sure your badge was showing and it was the right color. So I had not switched my badge from Thursday to Friday, and because it's like from orange to blue, and some guys like, no, you can't come in with that. That's orange. So I had to switch it in front of them. I don't think they did that the year prior because I remember last year I tried to sneak in. I actually got through and inside, but I wouldn't have been able to get past those guys if they were out front of the door.
Yeah, when we walked in, right, you badge in, and then that second set of doors to actually get to the show floor. Not us, but the guy right in front of us, security stopped him. Now, as security was stopping that guy and questioning him, he didn't pay any attention to me and Jeremy walking in. So there's always, you just time it right. But
yeah, you got to look for those opportune moments. Like, okay, he's distracted, go.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it still would have been possible, but.
Convince some kid to try to run in there and then use that chaos to walk through.
Yeah, it's definitely different than it was a few years ago.
Yeah,
which is good, but it's definitely different.
And I think Larry and I did probably the biggest speed walk of the entire exhibit hall.
Yeah, we killed it, man. Yeah. It was maybe 90 minutes in there, but we hit everything we wanted to hit and no plan. Like I'll say this too, we had zero plan. Nate mentioned this before. One of the awesome things about San Diego Comic-Con is almost always the booth that you want to go to is in the same place that it was last year. So as long as you've been before, like it's pretty easy to get a plan and navigate. Like I knew, like just talking to Jeremy, like I'm like, okay, we want to go over here, over here, over here. I'm like, all right, man, I got you. Like I know exactly where we need to go. We hit it in a nice, precise order. We went from one end right by Funko and Artist Alley all the way to the other end by the second Fugitive Toys booth and like the Nintendo stuff and Blizzard. And yeah, totally efficient. Bought a couple exclusives. Got turned down on a couple exclusives. Saw all the right. We saw the same suits. Nate saw like the Shazam suit. They had some Aquaman stuff there too. I saw. Yeah. But it was pretty awesome.
I'm impressed because you guys only been in there that long to be able to beeline it through there. Yeah. That's a feat. Like
we could have even went longer, but I think Jeremy and I were just like burnt out at that point, and we needed to sit down.
Yeah, it's funny. I had texted them and I was like, hey guys, take your time. It's going to be a while before I come back. They're like, yeah, I think we've already seen everything we want. I'm like, really? It's been an hour and a half. But I mean, if you're determined enough, you can get through it. But walking from one end to the other, I mean, it is a extremely long walk. And you got 2 rows of it too. So I'm glad you guys were able to get in. I'm glad it worked out that we had that extra time. so you guys could check it out. I really wanted that to happen. I'm glad that it did.
Oh, I totally appreciate it, dude. It kept my streak of, this is what, my 4th year, 15, 16, 17, 18. So my 4th year in a row, 5th Comic-Con ever. So you kept my streak alive. We'll see if we can keep it. See if we can keep it going in 2019.
Go ahead, Scott.
I was gonna say, I think 2019. I think we're all going to try to get in on that one. So
fingers crossed.
Yeah, that would be amazing. Yeah, and Larry's one of the reasons why I think I go all the time, because I had tried to get tickets before by myself. He's like, "Hey, man, you're working too hard. Join this buying group. Get in." Literally that year, and from then on, I've got in every single year. So if I can let Larry in for a couple hours, I'm more than willing to do that. Especially with Jeremy there. I know Jeremy wanted to see it. I'm really glad that worked out.
That's the first time I've been in there since 2006.
That's so cool.
It's forever, man. Yeah. In Comic-Con terms, like, it's forever. I can't.
That's a long time. Like, it's been forever since me, and I know Jeremy's been before I was. So
yeah, you were at least after Twilight.
Yeah.
Yes, Jeremy, that's an interesting perspective. Since you haven't been in there for so long, like, would you say it's drastically different, or is it kind of feel the same?
Well, it's not. It's way more busy. It's way more busy. And I think what relieves some of the busyness too, though, is some of the offsites. There wasn't nearly as many offsites. There was like one offsite maybe during that year, but like the majority of it was actually contained within the actual convention hall.
Yeah.
And that was the tradition for a while.
Well, and that's also before, like I said, that's before, because, think of Marvel movies. Like I said, that's before you really had to camp out for like Hall H. Like I said, if you wanted Hall H, you didn't have to camp out. Like I said, you'd wait a couple hours, but like I said, you'd still get in Hall H.
Yeah. You talked about busy. This is probably one of the busiest cons I've ever seen. It just seemed that way to me. Just from the amount of time that I had to wait in line, the fact that almost every single time I walked on the floor, there's always at least one area where I was just shoulder to shoulder, barely able to get through. It was a really busy con. I don't know if they sold more tickets or what, but it was crazy this year.
Oh, it was nuts. It was busy, but it was a good experience.
It was, man. I wouldn't trade it for anything. You hear people complain. Oh, it's there's so many people. You have really long days, like the guys were talking about earlier. They're exhausted. I was exhausted. You are up a long time and you're walking miles and miles and miles and miles, but I would not trade it for anything, because it's a one-of-a-kind experience. It really is.
Yeah. So my favorite thing to say is just, right, we were there for 36 hours, right? Day and a half was the amount of time that Jeremy and I spent in San Diego. We did like 5 or 6 things that would just would be like an epic weekend if I just did one of them, right? We played Smash Bros before anybody else. We got to walk around, buy some cool exclusives, went to some offsites. Like, we did some really cool stuff that I, would make my Saturday awesome. But I did like 5 or 6 of those things all in one day. Oh yeah, and I went to Funko Fundays Friday night.
I was just trying to say, like, we've talked enough about Comic-Con. Let's move on to the evening's activities.
I was working towards my segue.
Yeah.
Great segue. I want to hear all about it.
Yeah, and then the reason Jeremy and I went to town Friday night was for a little party thrown by the greatest company in the world, Funko. Jeremy went to his first ever Fundays. We met up with Mike and Josh from Talkin' Pops. We saw our friend Nicola. That was pretty cool. So I had met her before, but Jeremy hadn't. So yeah, that was awesome. We met up with a bunch of other people I know from the Funko board or from Instagram and stuff that I had never seen before, as well as a lot of people I'd met at other Funko events. So that was the highlight for me, man. I was just hanging out with people, and then we went home with some cool stuff too. That was just the bonus. So what did you think of your first Fundays, Jeremy?
Well, we're gonna actually talk about Fundays. You can't just say, "Oh yeah, I had fun," and move on.
I was letting you do it. What did you think about your first Fundays?
Well, I had no voice at the end.
I had no voice at the end either.
And then I think you pointed it out. I think our table, 3 people specifically at our table, had probably the most energy of our entire section. Like I said, we were so on fire with cheering and having fun and going crazy.
That really adds the experience, though. When you get a bunch of people that are all about the same thing and you guys are having a good time, I mean, that is what you go for. Like, you don't want somebody weighing you down. You don't want somebody like, "Oh, this is lame." you want somebody that's like fully into it. So that's cool that you guys got paired with such an active group.
If you just get some people that have like high energy, it just makes any event way better.
It makes the whole experience better.
Yeah.
Yep,
And,
for sure.
and wait, now, so I'm just gonna ask you: did you guys win something because you had such a great section?
Yeah, or maybe it was from your awesome costumes. What happened while you guys were there?
Yeah, I know you guys won something, right?
So Nicola says that her favorite part of Fundays, because she was there too, her highlight was the sexy beast with the shades and headbanging.
Ooh, I wonder who that was.
That sounds like my friend Jeremy.
If you guys saw Jeremy's neon glasses, you know it's him.
Yeah.
So Larry wasn't here at the table, like said when this piece of the night kicked off. He had got up because I think he went to go grab a drink or something, or or go talk to someone. So Mike Becker comes up walking up dressed up like the principal. So for those of you who don't know who Mike Becker is, like I said, he is the original founder of Funko. Super awesome guy. He was basically in this vice principal character the entire night. He didn't break character once. So he came up to me, and I said during the night, I actually had like this Rick James, David Bowie looking wig on. I had this bright blue vest on, an Iron Man shirt, and then probably the most epic Amazon purchase I've ever made in my entire life. These $11 neon light up glasses. I got so many compliments on those stupid glasses. I'm like, these are now forever my thing for Fundays.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Even when it's not 80s, it doesn't matter. They're still awesome.
I'm wearing glasses.
Yeah.
As soon as we walked in, the lights went down, and so those glasses glowed the whole time. They were perfect.
I was just there is no generation that neon glasses aren't cool.
I got a sneak preview of those when we did our podcast last week. Those things are epic, man.
So Mike Becker comes up, walking up to me. He's like, "Hey, can you rock out?" I'm like, "Yeah, I can rock out."
Hell yeah, I can rock out, Mike.
I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, I can rock out like the best of them. He's like, "Okay." It's like, he's like, "Here, take this," and he hands me this ticket. And this ticket was basically like, "Hey, we want to invite you up on stage for the Headbangers Ball." So my first Fundays, I get to go up on stage. I'm like, it blew my mind. It made me so happy. Like I tried to rock out with the best of them during that point in time. I placed second. I think we would have placed first if the Team Gremlins had already won a prize for the night, but they hadn't won yet, so it was totally fair that they won. I'm happy with my second place. Headbanging, it was awesome.
Yeah. So as soon as Funko releases the replay of their live stream, because I don't know if you guys know or not, but for the first time ever, they did a live stream for the entire event, starting a little bit early, hosted by Yoko, Cameron, Hillary, and Sully, which I totally missed because it was at the event and the Wi-Fi and internet just like sucks. It's a black hole of phone service. But as soon as that goes up, we're going to try to borrow that clip of Jeremy headbanging and throw it up on our channel.
I have been looking for it ever since you guys had said that you got to go up there. So no one has any copy of it yet, at least on YouTube that I've been able to find.
Like Larry was talking about, the connection service, the whole time I was down there was horrible for me. I wasn't getting a good connection, so I was scared to do some live streams. So I can imagine that probably nobody really got a good video of that other than maybe Funko if they had actual recording equipment. So I hope we see that because I would love to see Jeremy doing some massive headbanging.
I got into character big time, so shout out to my entire team, the Goonies. Shout out to Table 23, Table 4, and everybody else out there. That was awesome. It was great.
Really
but
cool.
listen, part of the awesome night too is besides getting like stuff, they bring out like celebrities and different things like that. So probably one of the coolest celebrities that they brought up there. Like I said, I'm gonna let Larry talk about a certain Stranger Things celebrity that they brought in. But rock legend Kirk Hammett from Metallica. I said so. Yeah, so he got brought up on stage talking about some stuff, different stuff that he's doing with Funko up in his museum.
Yeah, they're gonna have two exclusives, right? It's like a monster version, two monster versions of Kirk. Like, kind of strange, but I guess he's got like a monster museum or something.
Funko up in his museum.
Wait,
Yeah, they're gonna have.
Scott, we're hearing some feedback from you.
Yeah. No, that's from me. Sorry.
Like, I hear myself talking.
Yeah. Whoops.
That's okay. Episode 45, kids.
My phone decided it's now time to autoplay something that was 45 minutes. I had to reach down to get it. I was like,
It's okay.
Whoops.
All right,
So yeah,
Larry.
Kirk Hammett's gonna have some awesome exclusives only for his museum. So if you're a big Metallica fan, be on the lookout for that. I'm pretty sure there's some pictures out there for them. So if you haven't seen it, go search that up. But yeah, so Jeremy mentioned him. He was the first one out. That was pretty cool. But then there was a cameo style. Hi, sorry I can't be there from the guy who plays Steve on Stranger Things, everybody's favorite big brother. Or babysitter, right? That dude was like, "Hey guys, sorry I can't be there. Busy filming season 3 and stuff." Like, hey, that's pretty cool. Hope you're having a good time. Then, bam, David Hopper himself walks out, announces that every table 20, right? There's 4 of them, is going to get a gold Hopper Pop limited edition to 40. So that was pretty cool if you're at table 20. It was really cool for him to walk out, right? He was in town because there's a big Hellboy panel happening that weekend. Too.
I was gonna say, was he dressed as Hopper?
Yeah, he's dressed as himself.
Okay, was he? I was gonna say because if he's Hopper, he's like swole as fuck Hopper at this point, right?
Yeah. Did he talk?
But they're recording season 3, so like
that's my question. Is he just gonna show up in season 3 as just this like ripped version of himself? He's like, in the off season, I decided to lose some weight.
He wasn't like super like that you could notice. Like he looked like normal Hopper. Like
I didn't notice. Yeah.
Did he talk about any Hellboy at all? No.
Nah, it was just a quick, hey, I really like these pops. They're cool. Guess what? I got something super special for you guys that you can only get at Fundays. Bam, table 20. You get all this cool stuff.
And then everyone felt sad.
A little bit.
Because then Robin, I forgot what's her.
Oh, Maya Hawke.
Maya Hawke, yes.
Ethan Hawke's daughter.
Oh, interesting. I actually did not know that.
Yeah, she plays Robin in Stranger Things. Like, I don't know if you guys saw that teaser trailer, but like they're at Scoops Ahoy. So she's the girl who's working with Steve at the ice cream shop. So she walks out and they're like, hey, guess what? Like, how about we give you some cool preview season 3 pops, right? Like, let's give out a Robin and a Steve. And then Brian's like, okay, guys, so we just gave away only 40 pops for one section. How about we give these out to one section? Everybody's like, no. And they're like, okay, how about we give out 2 sections? No. How about we give out 3 sections? No. Yeah, I'm going to keep doing this. How about 4 sections? Yay. So they gave out the Scoops Ahoy, Maya, and Steve pops to everybody in attendance at Funko Fundays. So new, I don't know who Maya is. I would say new power couple, but whatever. New friend of Steve, Robin, as well as a new pop of Steve in his awesome Scoops Ahoy attire. Limited edition, 1800. So yeah, everybody at Fundays got one. Super awesome, super cool. I know me and Jeremy are big Stranger Things fans, so these I've found a forever home in my house, and they're super cool. I'm super stoked to have them.
Awesome. Really cool event. I love what Funko does for their fans. I'm not a Funko collector myself, but seeing what they do for their fans, I wish every company was like that. I wish Mezco did parties like that. They don't, but I mean, that's the kind of stuff that keeps you coming back. And you guys got some really awesome stuff. Sounds like you had an amazing time.
Well, not only just the stuff that you won, but all the stuff you got just for showing up. Like
right.
Jeremy can kind of point out that he has the boombox in the background.
Speak, Jeremy.
Speak. Right. Oh.
Did you say boombox?
There you go.
There it is.
There's one. So you got the boombox and stuff that not only did they give away a couple of pops, like they gave you some cool stuff that was in there.
Yeah. What was the best thing in your boombox there, Jeremy?
In my boombox, it's the boombox. It was
it's white and black. What was the coolest thing in your boombox?
Yeah,
the proto of El Kabong. So that's the proto that I got.
El Kabong.
Cool. Prototype.
Pretty cool. Hanna-Barbera character, if you guys aren't familiar with who that is.
Nice.
So real quick, because I know you have access to it, because I saw your bag right there. Each section basically won an exclusive pop. Like I said, there was the first section won, I said, a David Hasselhoff. One section won a pop from basically a Freddy as Riverdale. One of them won a pop, this alien Martian, which was really cool. But Team Goonies won the best pop of all. That
right there is Freddy Funko as Yoda.
Oh man. And what's that limited to? What, 450 pieces?
Yeah, 450, man.
Woo!
It's pretty rad. Everybody, as soon as they got passed out, like people from the section that won the David Hasselhoff one were coming by, being like, "Hey, anybody want a David Hasselhoff for that Yoda?" Like, everybody's like, "No, man, keep moving." Same thing.
No one other than David Hasselhoff is going to take you up on that offer.
And it's cool.
I'll take us up on that offer.
It's true.
They give you so much stuff during this show, but getting stuff like that, super rare Freddy Funko Pops, that's really what makes it all worth it. Like, wow, not only do you get all these cool pops, but you got something that's incredibly rare and it's exclusive to that show. That's cool. I know a lot of people are really excited about that Yoda Freddy Funko. I've heard from a couple of different people that's kind of like the big thing that came out of Funko Fundays.
So
or at least one of them.
You mean you've been reading the direct messages that we've been getting on the STS Guys Instagram where people are like, "Hey, you want to trade that?" People I've never heard of before. Yeah, no, get out of here.
Absolutely not.
Before the stream, because I have a picture, because I had posted some of the pictures on my personal Instagram.
Yeah.
I had 5 messages from people,
like randos.
That just randos like, "Hey, what do you want to trade for it, or how much you want for it, or this other." I'm like, "No, it's not for sale, dude."
So Nicola asked, "Did you guys get great protos?" Jeremy just showed his, right? Like his family collects animals. So that one's perfect. Talk, Jeremy.
Up here, yeah. Here's the El Kabong with the guitar. So it's pretty cool.
Really cool.
I like the nice black and white scheme that it has with it too. It's not just like the single all white color.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. I like it. I was happy with it.
And I got Alex from Minecraft. Minecraft pops aren't the most popular, but you know what? There's a kid in my house who plays Minecraft, so this one's already spoken for. I actually think, just again, like Jeremy said, the color scheme on this with the orange and green, like, it's super cool. It totally stands out. So I don't own any Minecraft pops, but I'm actually super stoked to have this in our collection. So this will go to Ian's ever-growing proto collection. My 10-year-old has more protos than most adults, so he was super happy when I showed it to him live on the live stream that we filmed Saturday morning at our hotel. If you guys haven't watched that, check that out for a closer look at all the Freddies we got.
Yeah, that goes over the complete list of everything we got. Yeah. Oh, show one more, Larry, because Brian Mariotti, he pulled an epic Steve Jobs-esque moment and had the one more thing. So the one more thing of the night was basically a mystery box in which it was one of 4 different Stranger Things pops, and this is what was in it.
So yeah, there were 4, right? But I got the bloody Steve with the bat, the ever so popular, the Freddy version of the ever so popular Steve pop from last year's San Diego Comic-Con. So now I have the Freddy Funko version. Jeremy, you got the regular Steve. So that was pretty cool too. But I think there was a Will, like an upside down Will Freddy, like pale face. That was pretty cool too. And a Dustin one. So therefore, like, you couldn't go wrong. There was no bad Stranger Things Freddy. I got the one that I wanted the most though. So again, super stoked, super awesome.
Yeah, and those are all limited to 450 too.
Yep, 450. So pretty cool, man.
So now here's the question I have, and Nicola can kind of probably bring this in if she was there. Everyone got a proto, right?
Everyone got a proto in their box of fun, correct?
I'm actually very impressed with the fact that they had that many protos to be able to give away, because that is what 1,800 people ish.
Yeah,
right. That they gave, so that's impressive. Like, did they actually make that many?
Dude, Funko makes so many.
I was gonna say,
so much stuff.
Just think how much like new Funkos come out every week.
There's a couple announcements every day.
Like a couple announcements every day, but that's is that $1,800 or $1,800, but 1,800 worth. But I mean, is it that they make multiples of each type or something like that? Because it just seems like mathematically, that's a shit ton of people that they have to give a proto to.
So the way I understand it is usually there's like 1 or 2 white protos, and then like between like 4 and 6 color. So there's probably, you know, upwards of 8, like somewhere in the 6 to 8 range, like the one Jeremy has, even though it's mostly white. That's a color proto because the tail's black.
Nicole
and then this one
proto run is 25 per run.
So there you go. All right.
Where did it?
Cool.
I don't know where you saw that, but I'm gonna stick with my 8.
So
Nicola said it. Okay, all right. I trust Nicola.
So come back. So that answers my question. So I'm like, you think like the proto they have like 1 or 2 maybe. I was like, that is Funko makes a ton of stuff, but they don't make, you know, like as far as I say, 1,800 new items a year.
Well,
so
this isn't the only place you can get protos. Too,
yeah, right. So they give them away
at
other things. Like you got one for when you won the
Cuphead
stuff.
Twitch live stream.
Yeah. So.
Yep. So yeah. So I mean, there's a decent amount of them out there, but still pretty cool. Still something you don't get every day.
Right.
So
Because if you guys already didn't have epic collections, now they're even much more epic from your Fundays run.
So it looks like Nicola said she got the It Pennywise, the one with spider legs.
Nice.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
Very cool.
Which is pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. So yeah, like it all just depends, right? You can get anything. So you kind of got to hope that you get something cool, or you hang out afterwards and then you can trade with all the other awesome people that are there.
Yeah, and like we talked about earlier, guys, if you want to see every single thing they got and kind of like their thoughts about it, check out the live stream they did from Saturday morning. It goes in detail of every single thing they got from Fundays. They got some really great stuff.
Yeah, there's a ton of stuff on there. Yeah, that's gonna be the best spot for that.
Go watch Larry, who's super tired but seems oddly hungover, which is out of character for Larry.
Seriously,
in that video. I'm like,
I was actually going to ask Larry, like, did you drink the night before? Because you looked a little hungover.
It's like, did you get drunk at Fundays? Like, that doesn't seem like Larry at all.
Hey guys,
no comments.
I've had 5 hours of sleep.
I just watched it. I just see him. I was like, hey, this is Larry.
I just want to say something. I even made a comment to Larry. He drinks beer faster than I've ever seen him drink a beer in my entire life. It was amazing.
Well, I was walking around, like Jeremy said, like I wasn't there when Mike Becker came by. Like I was walking around, and yeah, like I probably wasn't gone more than 10 minutes, but yeah, that first beer was gone by the time I got back to my seat, or at least mostly gone. I don't know, whatever. It was fun days, man.
Hey, we're not giving you a hard time. I think it's awesome.
Yep, I was putting the fun in fun days.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it's all about.
Afterwards, though, like I did meet some people who I had met before, and well, I didn't remember that I had met them before, so that was fun. Sorry, Vicky. That's the one that stands out in my mind. I'm like, oh yeah, I've met you before. Sorry about that. But yeah. So, anyways, Jeremy and I were talking. Like Jeremy kind of mentioned it before. That our section, right? Like it was pretty cool. Nicola was there. We had a lot of other friends. But the dude sitting next to us was Kung Fu Drew. That dude was awesome.
That dude was awesome.
It was me and Jeremy and Kung Fu Drew. We stood up like the entire time cheering. A lot of other people around us were kind of quiet. Whatever, man, get out of here. The tagline for the Making Fun movie is "Come for the toys, stay for the people," or something like that. 100% agree. Yes, we just showed you a bunch of limited edition stuff that we got to go home with. But my favorite part was seeing Nicola, hanging out with Jeremy, meeting up with Mike and Josh from Talkin' Pops, meeting Kung Fu Drew, like new friend Kung Fu Drew, Priscilla, Vicky, Nick. I met so many people that I've been friends with online for the past couple years, and then other people I've met a bunch of times, like Jason and Crofty, like that kind of stuff too, man. It was just really cool. Had a really good time. If you were over by us and you were sitting there and weren't being loud and screaming and you had your voice completely intact the next morning, man, get out of here. Like
you're doing fun.
I hope you had fun, but I guarantee you that I had more fun because I was standing up screaming and cheering every second I possibly could. It was pretty rad, man. It was a good time. I was glad Jeremy got to go for his first Fun Days. It was my 4th now. Like somehow I've been fortunate enough to go the past 4 years. and be part of this awesome community. I'm like at the point where people like recognize me now too. It's like, oh, hey, Larry. It's like, hey, like it's totally more fun just being there with your friends. And that's why like I made promises that I wouldn't go to San Diego Comic-Con this year. And technically I didn't, except for that hour and a half. But like I didn't go for Comic-Con. I went only for Fun Days, and I will do that again in a heartbeat. If I'm lucky enough to get tickets, I'm going for Fun Days just to hang out with my friends.
So here's the question I have. How many pogs did you give away at Fun Days?
Not as many as I wish I would have. But good question. Good segue. Because after Fun Days, I equally had more fun again, meeting new people, catching up with old friends. We got both of those done in one epic moment. I met up with Yoko McCann, right, on the Funko marketing team, former just solely Funko fanatic. Met Yoko for the first time ever. I happen to know that Yoko enjoys Pogs as well, as much as I do, possibly more. So I walked up to her politely, like, "Hey, Yoko, it's Larry, Nerd and Cheese. Nice to meet you." She's like, "Oh, hey." I'm like, "So we got this podcast and we made Pogs." She's like, "Oh, that's awesome." Like, so she looked at it. Sully was right next to her, also on the Funko marketing team. And she's like, "Hey, Sully, check out these Pogs." And he's like, "Oh, the STS guys. I know them." I'm like,
yeah,
nice.
So shout out to Yoko and Sully. After that, we were able to we talked to Yoko for a couple of minutes, which was awesome. Super nice. I've actually got a picture with her. She's holding up the Pog.
Amazing.
So I still need to post that one up. I'll get that done tonight or tomorrow. And then we talked to Sully for a little while. Sully was awesome. If you guys don't remember, we met him in Hollywood. I've been listening to his podcast, The Nerd Foo, forever. Jeremy and I both listen to the Funko Funcast with Yoko and Sully every week. So it was super cool and super awesome to meet them and get to talk to them again. But yeah, Sully gave Sully some Pogs too, man. So got a couple of Pogs headed back to some cool people in Everett.
Well, here's the thing. So we met with them, but then after we hung out with them, so we snaked our way back into the room, and met someone else from the Making Fun movie.
The Hebrew Hammer, baby. Cletus Selden, YouTube star, right? Friend of the channel, Cletus. Like we went up to him and be like, "Hey man, it's Larry from the STS Guys." Like, "Oh, cool." Like big fan of YouTube channel. He's like, "Oh yeah, you guys are on YouTube." And then I pulled out the bright green card. And he's like, "Oh yeah, the STS Guys." Like he had to see the logo before it clicked. But he's like, "Oh yeah, I know you guys. Like we should collab on something sometime." And I'm like, "Yes, sir, we should." So
potential episode with Cletus coming up.
That would be awesome. Would be amazing. Please tell me he gave you some way to get in touch with him.
Well, he's on Instagram and all that stuff, so yeah. I don't think it'll be too hard to reach out to him. Super nice guy, like super cool, right? Like I've seen his segment in Making Fun and stuff. I saw him hanging out in the lobby at the Chinese theater, but I didn't exactly know who he was at that time. But yeah, super cool, super awesome, great part of this YouTube community too. So he was hanging out for a little while. It was awesome to meet him.
He recognized our bright green shit. That's
really cool.
Jeremy and I were talking, man. That logo is pretty epic. It stands out. Like I'm looking at it over here on my phone on the chat. You can see where Jeremy's commenting as STS Guys. So we're gonna stick with it. It sounds like Nicola. I saw you guys posted a picture. They hung out with Cletus too on Saturday night. So that's pretty awesome. Like he's a good dude. He's an honorary member of the Funko Fiends. So I know they sent him out a patch and stuff. So it's really cool. He got all the exclusives and stuff. So I'm looking forward to seeing his videos too and his take on the whole Fun Days experience, because that was his first Fun Days as well.
Awesome. Epic weekend all around.
Well, then we had to cap off the weekend. I said, went home, went to bed, went back to the hotel, went to bed for a few hours, did the unboxing video, but it wouldn't be a complete trip to San Diego without wrapping it up with a concert.
You're right. What concert did we see, Jeremy?
We went and saw the Aquabats at the House of Blues.
Is it kind of sad that that's the one thing I'm like the most jealous about, is the fact that you guys went to go see the Aquabats?
Nope, because that goes back to my point about how everybody can have their own experience at San Diego Comic-Con. Yeah, dude, like that's my favorite Comic-Con tradition. Well, that and Fun Days, but it's up there. Like every time I've gone to San Diego, They've been there every year but one, and I've seen them every time. And I've only seen the Aquabats play in San Diego. I've never seen them in Phoenix. I've never seen them in any other city. It's always at the House of Blues in San Diego. One of my favorite con traditions.
I can't even tell you the last time I've actually remember them being in Phoenix. They may have been here and I just missed it, but
they haven't been here since 2013, which is the first year I saw them. So I know they haven't been back.
Yeah, because the last time I saw them, the only other time I saw them was in San Francisco.
Yeah. So I like maybe once right after that, but they haven't been back much. They don't tour outside of like Southern California very much anymore. So it was super rad.
Yeah,
for sure.
Like I see what you did there.
I don't know where my Aquabats poster is that occasionally hangs in this spot, but as you guys know, like if you've watched any of our previous live streams, like a lot of the time there is an Aquabats print like hanging up right in that spot. So yeah, I'm a big Aquabats fan. It was a good time. So yeah,
nice.
then tired us headed over to the Amazon treasure truck and picked up a Deadpool pop. That was a nice little surprise. Yeah,
that was like because we saw it on our Instagram feed that Funko was there. I'm like, hey, we should try to go here after the concert. And Larry's like saying, hey, that's right around the corner. So we walk around the corner, and yeah, sure enough, the Amazon treasure truck was there, and we got the treasure truck exclusive stickered chicken Deadpool.
So the question is, like, I'm actually surprised that you guys got a chance. You think that with that amount of collectors in the area, that pop would have been gone?
So it's kind of the normal Amazon exclusives pop. The only special part was it had a different sticker. So I think everybody who kind of wanted one was able to make their way over there for the most part. Honestly, I might not have picked it up if I wasn't right there and it had a cool sticker.
A lot of the times the sticker and where it came from and like the exclusivity of that sticker is what people are after. It's not even the pop. It's like, where did you get this from?
Good point, Nate.
Even the fact that, like you could get that same exact pop on Amazon. The fact that it had that sticker saying it was only on the treasure truck makes that specific one way more sought after.
You're right though, because I actually ordered the other chicken Deadpool, like the Amazon exclusive chicken Deadpool.
But you're like, still got to get this one, man.
But this one has a different sticker on it. I'm like, I had to.
It may be the exact same pop, but it has a different sticker. You have to get them both.
All about the sticker.
If you saw our top 10 video, you notice, like I said, I pulled out some weird stuff that had some weird stickers on it. I kind of like the weird stickers that, like I said, where it's not your typical everyday, like summer, convention exclusive or San Diego sticker. I like kind of the weird random stickers that are out there. So it's the first time I've seen that one, so I had to add it to the collection.
Yeah, and that just adds to the rarity of it, like you said, you could get the chicken Deadpool, but to get one that had that specific sticker was much more specific. So a lot of people will just go after it because it's got that sticker on it.
So Nate made a good point, which kind of goes back to my Funko love fest gush from a couple minutes ago. That it's kind of the memories that are attached with it. It's special because Jeremy and I walked to this treasure truck after the Aquabat show. Like, I'm always going to remember that. So it's a souvenir of that day. All of the pops we got at Fundays, like, yeah, they're going for a fair amount of money on eBay right now, but like those are my memories, man. Those are my souvenirs from an awesome day, awesome weekend. Like, that's why I can't bring myself to sell this stuff. Like, I don't quite get how people go and they're like, yep, let's just flip this right away. Like, to me, it's all part of that weekend and all part of that experience. And having those pops on my wall, it's not something I just went to the Hot Topic to buy. It's something special that like Funko and Brian and Yoko and Sully and Cam like all like kind of gave to me as part of that experience. Man, those are mine forever. Like, you want to go and just flip your stuff or sit there and act like you're bored. You and I have different relationships with Funko then, man, because my relationship's a whole lot more fun and it puts a smile on my face having this cool stuff.
Totally, man.
Well said.
Yeah, if you're a big collector of anything, like even with my stuff, like what I bought, I've had people contact me asking me for it, but I don't want to give it up, even though, I can sell it and make money. It's special to me because of what it is. And I work my ass off to try to get it. So I'm not going to be giving it up anytime soon. It's like anything you collect, if it's that important to you, doesn't matter how much you can get for it. You just want to keep it for yourself.
So real quick, Nate, like
blood, sweat, and tears into things. It's hard to give up.
Right.
Exactly. It's the memories that are attached to it. Like it's stuff, but like it's emotional at the same time. And like that's why I think ultimately like that's why people collect stuff, right? It's the memories attached to them. Even whether it's like a little like Lucky Charms guy pop that you want to have because you ate Lucky Charms as a kid, like, or it's like something you got at an event. It's all the same. It's that emotional attachment and the feelings that are involved with that, you know, it makes it cool and makes you want to have like a wall of 500 pops apparently, because that's what everybody's doing nowadays.
Yep.
Totally.
Oh yes, thank you, Nicola. So Nicola just reminded me that there's a chick at her table that was sleeping. She didn't want to be there. That's exactly what I'm talking about. And I have a picture of that girl sleeping on my phone right now because we all noticed it too. And we're like, what is going on right now? How are you putting your head down sleeping in this loud ass room? Of fanatics screaming, you fall asleep. Like
somebody needs to get that girl the hell out of there.
Yeah,
I know I wasn't the only one who was up all night, but like we were all up all night and we weren't falling asleep. Get out of here.
You paid money to be there. Like, enjoy what you paid for. B, I'm just gonna say, Larry, I love the fact that you're getting all philosophical on us here. That was some deep philosophy, son.
No, I feel like I've had a few Funko love rants on this podcast, and there you go, Larry's.
That was more than just Funko life. That was like philosophy on like why collectors love things like that. That was like legitimately like life lessons learned from Larry.
We might have to do Larry's life lessons corner or something.
Yeah.
5 minutes a week. I'm going to teach you about how your life sucks or how you can do better.
And why you should appreciate the things in your life, God damn it.
Yep, exactly.
Absolutely. Well, I want to give a special shout out to Nate again. I said not only for the badges, but I said Nate, like I said, actually drove there. Me and Larry flew. He safely transported all of our stuff home. Nate,
yes,
we could have done it without you. We appreciate it.
SDCC MVP, Nate.
Thanks, guys. Too kind. I would have done it again in a heartbeat. I got to look out for my friends, you know, and if I can get them into a con or if I can help them take their stuff back. I'm actually lucky. They had originally asked me like, hey, can we ride with you back from the con? I'm like, sure, no problem. And then they had changed their plans because they're going to Aquabat and I was leaving earlier in the day. It was actually the best thing ever because I used every square inch of the back seat and my trunk to get all the stuff home. I had sent Jeremy and Larry a video. I was like, dude, I barely fit this stuff, but I got it all.
We should have known better. I don't know how we would have fit. Like you've got a little Honda, just like me. Yeah. There's not a lot of trunk space, man. And I know we were going to all bring home stuff. It's Comic-Con. So yeah, we made the right choice. But I think it worked out good for you, but I think it worked good for me and Jeremy too, because I kind of like the experience of just flying in and then flying back out. Like Jeremy, what was your carry-on item on the way home?
The Amazon treasure truck bag.
Yeah. It was weird, but awesome.
Yeah, that was like the first year I went there. I mean, I would rather fly, but I tried to fly the first year. I didn't make it on the flight, so I had to drive. It ended up being a blessing in disguise. I had so much crap to bring back. There's no way I would have been able to take that on the plane.
No, I think we were planning on me bringing home stuff for you. I kind of remember that conversation. At least like, hey, depending on what you buy, like, dude, just know, like, I'll help you out. So same thing. You need friends, man. Like the Comic-Con game is tough. You got to have friends. And speaking of friends, Nate, didn't you meet up with some action figure toy photography?
I'm the one that's been like drinking. Like, Larry, what's wrong?
I think it's getting late and sun's getting real low and I'm getting
sun's getting real low. I like that reference.
Sun's getting real low there, big guy.
Yeah, man. So I got to meet a lot of really cool guys. So if you guys don't know, I do action figure photography. I'm a big fan of figures in general. And my friend Work More or Less, that's his name on Instagram. His name's Jason. He had DM me probably 2 days before I went to San Diego. Said, hey, we're doing this meetup with all the different action figure photographers. You should join us. We'd love to see you. It ended up being one of the coolest moments. I got to see all kinds of people, like at least 20, 25 guys that I've followed on Instagram for years. I always really appreciate their work. They're big names in the industry. Some of these guys are sponsored by Hasbro or Tamashii Nations. And I ended up making a lot of friends. And like Larry said, you know, with the friends that he's made from Funko, that's one of those things that's always going to bring me back to San Diego now, because I know that these guys are going to be there. And it's not even for all the crap that I can get or even going to San Diego. Making those relationships, bonding with the people that are into the same stuff as you are, that was priceless for me. I had such a fun time. So yeah, shout out to all those guys. I'm not going to say all their names, you know, but if you follow me on Instagram, you can see the picture that I posted of us in the restaurant. They're all tagged there. Please go check them out. A really bunch of great guys. I'm glad they welcomed me into their group.
That's awesome, dude. Yeah, because we've talked a lot. Like you even mentioned it a couple minutes ago. Like Mezco doesn't have a meetup like Funko does for Fun Days. They don't have those kind of events. So it's cool that somebody took the time to organize that. And I know like a couple weeks ago, you had told me too, like, I don't know, man, this might be my last Comic-Con. But then when I saw that picture of all you guys at the table, I'm like, yeah, Nate's coming back next year because they're going to do this again.
Right. Yeah. Perfectly said, man.
It's not the stuff, it's the people.
Exactly.
We'll all be back next year.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
we're gonna
fingers crossed, man.
I think all, like, again, fingers crossed. Yeah, all of us are going to try to be in San Diego next year.
Yeah,
that
definitely
would be awesome. Yeah.
All right, guys, are you ready to call it a night?
Well, hold on.
Larry didn't chill. Larry didn't chill.
Hold on, Scott. I got a special surprise. If we got time, how about we do a live unboxing of the July That Wrestling Club, because we're not going to have time to post it up. And because I was in San Diego, like I already got the slate and everybody else already has unboxed it. So this has some really cool stuff in it. And if everything works out, the guys from That Wrestling Club are going to be on the podcast next week, or at least really soon. So to get you guys hyped about hearing all about this box, why don't we go ahead and open this up and see what stuff I got in the July That Wrestling Club box.
Do it. Do it.
Okay, now I feel kind of sad because we have Casual Unboxing in here saying, hey, let's see it, guys.
Yeah. This one's for you, Casual. It's an unboxing on the podcast. My apologies to anyone who's listening on the audio version, because I'm holding up a box right now, and I'm going to open it up. Go check the replay if you really want to see what I got. This is the third That Wrestling Club box that I've gotten.
I think it's number 3.
Yeah, the other ones are really cool too, so go check out those videos. Last month they had an autograph pop by WWE legend Razor Ramon, Scott Hall. So that was really cool, and they kind of spoiled this one too. That way we knew we were getting an Alexa Bliss signed pop, plus some other stuff. So right here on top is that Alexa Bliss pop, signed beautifully in blue paint pen. It looks awesome. I did not have this pop before, so it's super cool. I've got quite a few. Without trying, somehow I've got a pretty awesome collection of WWE pops. I've got a handful of them behind me too. But I think the last time I checked, this was the Raw Women's Champion, Alexa Bliss, Miss Money in the Bank. It's a really cool pop. Super stoked to have this in my collection. I'm always happy to get an autographed, right? Oh, yeah. That Wrestling Club doesn't mess around, Jeremy. This thing is in a pop protector. That's why there's that extra glare right now. So if you're worried a bunch of pops getting damaged, you're not going to have that problem with That Wrestling Club. They're going to take care of you.
I have to say I'm actually impressed, because I think that's the first time I've ever seen a pop protector on a pop from one of those boxes.
Yeah, the one last month was too. It's really cool, right? Like you get an autograph, you want to get it all smashed up. But you know what else? That Wrestling Club always comes through with a really cool pin. This one is a shirt with the letter B on it, and I have no idea what that's from.
Someone who likes wrestling, please, message us or shoot us an email. Tell me what that letter B.
Well, you know what, Scott? That Wrestling Club also includes a list of everything in the box, and this is I still don't know what it is. It says B Team shirt lapel pin. I don't know who the B Team is. If you guys know in the chat, let me know. If not, we'll search it up. So I got a B Team pin. That's pretty cool. I also have a DVD. It is a ROH, the Ring of Honor Wrestling DVD. So it looks like it is from their event in Pittsburgh from 2014. That's cool. It's got it looks like a whole show that they did for Ring of Honor Wrestling. I don't know too much about them, but definitely gonna check that out. Yes, Emily, I just made the list, and That Wrestling Club always gives you a t-shirt too. So this month's t-shirt, I need the list because I'm probably not going to know who it is.
Hey, let's go ahead. I'll try to see if you can pick this up.
Drum roll, Scott.
The whole room is your whole room is shaking, Scott.
There's an earthquake in Phoenix, guys.
Yay!
So there it is. Shattered Dreams. I believe that's Gold Dust. That's a really cool shirt. It's black, so yay. In case you didn't notice.
We know that's Larry's favorite.
I like black shirts, so I'm happy that it's black. It's awesome. So you guys, like, the Wrestling Club is teased that the next month's autograph, it's not going to be a pop. It's going to be a picture, but it's from a current A-list WWE superstar. So I really have no clue who it can be, but I have a feeling it's going to be one of those boxes that you want to get. Like, if you're a wrestling fan, you don't want to miss out. So you guys go to thatwrestlingclub.com right now and get signed up, because I saw them post yesterday that they're running low on supply. But again, they keep teasing it that it's going to be a big deal. So highly recommend That Wrestling Club. And like I said, we've reached out to them, and they're going to be on the podcast really soon, most likely next week for episode 46.
Awesome. So does that mean that we're all going to have to pick up the boxes before they jump on? So when they ask, we can be like, yes, we all subscribe.
I don't know if I've kept all the old boxes, but I know I have one more. We'll make that happen to make it look good. I like that idea, Scott. So I'll at least keep this one right here so you can be like, check out That Wrestling Club.
We can't say it now because they might listen.
If they listen to 80 minutes of us talking, I'll be impressed. But they know, because I each week or each month when we post the video, I post something on our Instagram and Twitter. So, and we're Instagram friends, so I know they've seen that we're subscribed. I know they've watched our videos. So we made an agreement that we'd come on. We'll talk sub boxes. If you ever wanted to know, like, the thought that goes into, you know, what items are going to go in the sub box each month, how they make these contacts where you get to be friends with current A-list stars of the WWE, like Alexa Bliss, like. I think it's going to be a really interesting conversation.
Oh no, I got tons of questions for the sub box people. So that
like Scott, like, I know you and I, we've been in this sub box game for years. Like, I'm really just curious. It's, even if you're not a fan of wrestling, if you're a fan of the STS guys and watch any of our content or have ever done a sub box, you're gonna want to not miss out on that interview. I guarantee you it's going to be a great show.
Yeah, no, we'll have tons of questions for them when they come on, because that's amazing.
Yeah, and if you guys have questions, like, you're welcome to join in the chat. But if you're listening on an audio version, like, right, if you're the guy who likes to listen to the STS guys on your Monday morning drive into work, if you want to email us or just email me, Larry at STS Guys, with any questions for That Wrestling Club, we'll go ahead and ask those up next week live on the podcast.
That, and while you're emailing Larry with questions, why don't you send us your address too? If you want them, we'll send you out some STS Guys
pogs for everybody.
I'll say when I come into work on Monday, I better have a stack of those fucking things.
I will bring some. I will bring some for you tomorrow, Scott.
Yeah. And Scott, I've got the brand new bright green STS Guys cards for you too. That
came in. I need some more.
Right on Thursday, right the last day possible. They just made it so I could bring them to San Diego. So yeah, I got brand new, super awesome cards. So we'll send you out the pogs. We'll send you out some cards, and I've still got a few STS Guys stickers. So if you haven't got those before, all the super mega fans, you're getting your opportunity to get a nice little STS Guys prize pack.
If you've stuck with us this long, you'll get some free stuff.
Wait a minute. Don't we have a giveaway going on still?
We do have a giveaway.
Wait, what?
Giveaways.
5 days left, guys, at least as of Sunday. You can still enter the Super Mega Game Your Way giveaway.
Wait, did you just say Super Mega Game Your Way giveaway?
I think he said Super Mega Game Your Way giveaway.
He did say Super Mega Game Your Way giveaway.
I did say Super Mega Game Your Way giveaway. And you could win yourself a $60 GameStop gift card to buy, like, any video game of your choice. You're not really into gaming, you can pick up some Pops, you can pick up some not Mezco. You can pick up some Marvel Legends. I was trying to think of what else they sell at GameStop.
I was going to say, does GameStop sell Mezcos?
No. I mean, you could probably trade it for cash or something, right? It's a gift card. People sell those on Craigslist and stuff. So, but whatever, don't do that. Go to GameStop, you can pick up some cool stuff. preferably a video game for whatever system you like. You want the new Super Smash Bros., go get yourself the Super Smash Bros. You want that awesome Spider-Man game, go get that awesome Spider-Man game for the PS4. In addition to that, there's a really cool gaming headset that Jeremy's throwing in, brand new. I think it's like $100 value.
Yeah, it's a $150 Razer Kraken 7.1 headset. So the RGB headset.
It's the very good Mach 7.1 surround sound headset.
Yeah, that thing, better than the headset I have. And if that's not an all, oh my God. Hey, this is the part of the podcast where Larry can't talk anymore. Again, if that wasn't enough, man, you get a gift card. You get the awesome headset. We're throwing in a Cuphead Funko Pop from my personal collection. So 3 super mega awesome things. You still have time to enter if you haven't entered. If you have entered, you've got like 4 or 5 days left to get your daily entries in. Those ones are super easy. You just got to watch 2 of our YouTube videos. And just a reminder that the winners of, at least the winner of our last contest, Judge Jack, that dude won that super awesome Dr. Doom Pop by doing a daily entry. So the daily entries really help, kids. You can win some really cool stuff from the STS guys.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think our last 2 won from daily entries.
Yeah, see? Scott knows what's up. Get those daily entries in.
It's a thing to get those daily entries in. Like I said, that's where you can really rack up those entries. And that's what's been winning. So make sure you do that. So we will do the live drawing on our podcast next week. So you'll want to make sure to tune in next week for sure to see if you've won that giveaway.
Oh, that's right. That's going to be awesome too, guys. Yeah, so giveaway winner announcement.
And I'm just going to give the forewarning now because people were, the last time we did the live drawing or whatever, we're not going to do it right at the beginning, by the way. We're going to make your asses wait.
We want you to hear all about that wrestling club, hopefully.
Yeah, so it'll just note, we're not going to highlight it, but yeah, you're going to have to actually watch to see if you won.
But trust me, if everything goes as planned, you're not going to want to miss episode 46. The hype is real. It's going to be one of the best episodes of the STS Guys ever. Right up there with episode 16. Just saying, if you haven't listened to episode 16, go listen to episode 16.
Wait, so was 16 the one where you and I just spitballed Star Wars ideas?
Yes.
Star Wars episode.
Yeah, the best episode ever.
When the one where we're sitting in the library?
Shut up. Super secret recording location. We were trying to sound official.
I think we could say it at this point, since everyone's actually seen our houses at this point. For a while, we found out that you could just rent out a pretty decently quiet room at the library.
By rent, you mean ask the librarian.
Ask the librarian, and they gave us a room.
All right. For the love of God, I think we're done.
We're done. It's been an hour and a half. I think we're good.
We're done. Wait a minute. This might be the longest episode of the STS Guys ever.
It is. It actually is. At this point, we have hit our longest point.
Yeah, we all have to go back to work tomorrow.
Thank you, Casual Unboxing. Thank you, Heather. Thank you, Only Emily. Thank you, Matthew's Nerdy Nation. Thank you, Comics Misexplained. Thank you, everybody in the chat. Those are the names that you can see right there.
Treasures. Thank you, Tyler Calvert. Always sticking around, Tyler. Thank you.
Thank you, Nicola, for hanging out for basically the whole thing.
Yeah,
you guys are awesome.
Comics Misexplained. Thank you. Thank you, everyone who's joined the chat. So for episode 45 of the STS Guys, I've been tired. I've been Jeremy.
Hey. It's Larry.
Hey guys, it's been Nate.
And I'm Scott.
And we're the STS Guys. Have a great night, everyone. We'll catch you next weekend.